What is up, y'all? Welcome back out to Dimension in the Backyard. My name is Jordan, and this is that Procumbens Nana Juniper that I top-down repotted last year. And other than the trees that I had that really needed to go into new pots this year, because I either needed the pot or they were super over-potted. This is going to be the first of my junipers. Doing this one because if it did well and the top roots are nice and grown in, then I'm going to do that to the rest of them. If not, if you want to see the video on me actually top downing this pot, look up here in this little corner up here. That card will tell you will take you to the video where I actually did this. And then you can come back here and see how it turned out, or if it didn't turn out well, then you'll just want to skip this video, or just watch this video till the end and then go watch that one, or you'll know whether you need to go watch that one or not. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. All right, so let's take apart this root ball real quick, at least in the bottom. So the bottom of the root ball was pretty, I mean, the outside of it's fine, but there was a little bit of bonsai soil, especially up here at the top. In the middle, kind of voido roots, not a whole lot, so it was mostly around the outside. There's a few roots going into the middle, but they're all long and leggy. None of this nice fine root system up here. But as you can see up here, like, nothing but fine roots. There's this little bit that was hanging down, but that was into the soil below. It's got some okay roots on it, but everything up above this point was completely covered in, or completely in bonsai soil. So our 111 pumice akadama lava rock. And so now we've got this little contained root mess. A little bit smaller. Well, a lot smaller than what it was. But all told, probably took 60% of the roots off, just with how little roots were in that bottom part. But as you can see in here, I mean, there's just roots everywhere. So I'm going to do this for the rest of the season. Is anything that's not going in a bonsai pot, we're going to go and we'll top down repot it. So I guess you can watch the next video, or I'll actually include that in this video as well. Feel free to go watch the other one where I did this one, as well as watch the one that I'll be doing today. So, do I have a pot that would look good in? Let me find out. In fact, I do not. So what we're going to do, we'll cut this one down a little bit. I'm just taking a little bit of window screen, cutting it to the size of the bottom of the pot, just to cover up our holes. That goes down on the bottom, covers up all the holes. Then we can come in here. And there's our pot. I kept it a little bit taller because we're gonna we'll take a little bit off the bottom, but we also have to fill that in with bonsai soil. Then I also need tie-in wire. We'll put an aeration layer in, just 1 particle size deep. All I did was sift out everything that's over 3/8 of an inch out of my normal substrate, which is a 111 Akadama pumice and lava rock. Sift out the fines from my normal substrate, which is everything from 1/16 to just over 3/8 of an inch. It's all under a half. So we'll put another 1 particle layer deep of that normal substrate mix. So now that that's ready, we just come in here, rough out the edges. Rough out the bottom. But for the most part, this root ball is holding up really nicely. It's not super packed yet, which is why I'm being kind of gentle. So if you do this and then wait 2 years before you repot, 2 to 3 years before you repot, again, you should have like a fantastic root system. And so all we got to do is come in here. I've got 2 strong roots that were connected to the bottom that we're going to go ahead, come in, and clip those 2 off. Make that 3. That looks like all that was going down to the bottom of the root mass. Where those 2 strong roots, or the 3 strong roots, I had 2 over here, 1 over here. We're going to tease out the top side of this, because this is going to be a cascade. But if you look up here, I mean, the fine rooting is just amazing. And so we should be able to, about like that. We'll take 1 set of wires, go in front of the trunk. And the other side will go around this back side, which we will put some bonsai soil in the back. Make sure that we chopstick all around the outside of this root ball so that those roots have soil in between them and the sides of our pot. Make sure we get some of that soil and the new soil into the root ball. It's none of the Akadama has really broken down. So I mean, some of it probably has a little bit, but it's not been a tremendous amount. Yeah, I didn't see any root dye back up at top. Not really see any at the bottom either. But excuse me. Seems to be pretty decent way to repot your junipers that are still going to be in nursery pots for a year or 2 while they're in development. before you put them into bonsai pots. So any of y'all that either haven't gotten around to all your junipers, or the same thing can be done with pines, most of your conifers, really, I assume. I know I've seen it with pines. That's actually where I got the idea from. Was a video, I think it was on Mirai. He had a guest lecturer who came in. I don't remember his name. That was doing was field growing pines, and he would have them in grow bags in the ground. And so what the guy would do is he'd pull the grow bag out, roll the grow bag down about halfway, and completely clear out the top half of the root ball, and fill it with bonsai substrate, and grow it out, I guess, a couple of years or so. Then just dig it, or just take that off, cut off the bottom half, and it'd have this really nice compact root ball up top that had basically nothing but really, really nice, good roots in it. So I said, hey, I'll buy a little cheap, what was it, $13 juniper, try it out with it and see what that does. But I mean, this thing has a lot of growth on it. See if I can find it. Everything past my fingers right there is all last year's growth. So, and on a tree this small, I mean, 2 inches of growth is not too bad. Right there is all green fleshy growth. So I think this is how I'm going to be repotting all my junipers that aren't going into bonsai pots from now on. So should be fun. We'll probably wind up ginning this off and just having a couple of pads here and there as we come down this cascade branch. I've got a couple right here. One of them's on the inside of a bend, but we'll see. I do have one growing up underneath it that could be on the outside of a bend if yeah, it could bend. I'm not going to be wiring it this year, at least not yet. That might be an August thing. I do have a dead branch right here, but it's got a bud just popped right here. Probably can't really see it. So I had a little dead branch right there, but right up underneath it, if you can see it at the tip of my fingernail, if I can get it out of the shade, there's a little bit of green growth right there. So that's one thing I love about Procumbens. They just back bud everywhere. You'll get crotch growth. You'll get growth on woody tissue everywhere. And yeah, so if you want to do something like this, just try it on 1 or 2 trees this year, and then come. I've got a bunch of shimpaku juniper whips that I might do half of them this way and half of them the other way, where you just take off the outside parts, and we will see which of those grow stronger. I can go grab one right quick, and I'll show you the actual top-down process as soon as I top dress this. We're gonna let these grow out for a couple of years, or I'll let this one grow out for at least one more year. It might find a pot. I might find a pot for it. soon. We'll see how it looks after styling. So, I mean, it'll at least be in this pot until styling, and then another year after that, or another season after that, growth season. So if I style it this summer, then next spring I will try and find a pot for it. Or if I wait until next year to do it, then it'll be the year after that. So there's this little branch right here that was back up here underneath this branch. I'm just moving it out into the sun just so it has, I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. Possibly. I do need something on this side. So anyway, so yeah, I'll water this in, grab another one of those shimpaku whips, and I will be right back. So I got out a trusty pencil. On the BonnsaiNut forum, there is a 6-year competition for shimpaku, which this is a shimpaku juniper, which I will be, I've got 6 of these. I've got a couple of Itoyagawa whips as well, that were grown from cutting. They probably were taken year before last. So they were probably 2024 cuttings. Hopefully they are pencil size too. But this is going to be one of them. And as you can see, nice root ball. It's got a lot of new roots up here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and just basically rough out halfway down. And we'll come down to this line. And then we're going to come in here at the top, which doesn't have a whole lot of roots in it. That might. And I'm just working my way down to that line. It'll go back in the same pot it was, because I'm not actually touching the bottom of this root mass. I shouldn't have a problem with drainage, because it's been draining fine. All of them have over there. Switching over to a smaller chopstick just to get in here. And we're just making sure that we get all of the soil out on the top half. All right, so there we go. We've got a nice little root mass up top. And since we're not actually, I mean, I'm cutting off some roots, but it's really not much. Most of the roots are staying. And we can go ahead and start working on our nabari as well. So, in here, just make sure this doesn't have any soil in it. All right. So there is that. Any of these roots coming off the bottom, we're just gonna get rid of. And so there, where do we want this to be? So it's the trunk splits. I may only use one of these, or I may use one of them as the first directional branch. Probably this one. This is a stronger growing one. Well, they're actually about equal. This is a little bit denser. So I'll probably use this one. It's got more branches coming off of it down low. So if we go and plant about like that, I can get some soil in here and we'll go from there. And all I've done with this soil is I pulled out all the 3/8 of an inch and bigger particles. And then with some of the other ones, we'll try it with 3/8. We'll try this without the 3/8. And I might even do one that's all 1/4 of an inch or smaller. Actually, no, 3/8 is so I guess it'll just be the two that we do. We're just going to come in here, make sure we chopstick really well into this root mass, because there's no soil at the top. We need to make sure that we get down into all of it. Right there. Then we'll come in a little bit of top dressing just so that this soil mass, especially since the only roots we care about are up at the top, up in the top half of this pot. We'll come in, throw a little top dressing just to make sure that this soil doesn't move around on us. That's the main reason for top dressing, is to keep your roots from getting moved around. So that we then have a nice set top layer. Just a little bit of soil down on top. I'm just using that same 3/8 of an inch, or under 3/8 of an inch 111 pumice macadamia lava rock. My next episode, or next video, or whatever you want to call it, is going to be me doing the repots on all of these. So I've got 7 more over there, I think, or 6 more over there. I'll do at least one more as a top-down repot. I'll do one as a right side, like a normal 1/2 repot. And then I may actually just do a normal repot where you're just taking out the outside soil on the rest of them, and we'll see which ones grow better. I'll get a count over there. I do have the 2 Itoyagawas. I don't think these are Kishu, but they could be. I don't know. They were not marked when I bought them. It just said shimpaku juniper, so I don't think they are. So they're just a standard shimpaku. And we'll be putting a little bit of wire on them just to get initial movement in. Like I said, this is for the BonnsaiNut forum competition. There's this one. There's also a raft competition that started this year, which I will also be doing. I've got the soft touch Japanese holly that I'm definitely going to be doing, and I also have that big common boxwood that I got down in Georgia when I went to the Atlanta Bonsai Society meeting in October. Yeah, it was October meeting. So yeah. So that's that. If you liked what you saw today, go ahead, like, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. If not, then go ahead, leave a comment down below. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Let me know how I can make my trees better, videos better, all of that. So until the next time I see y'all out at the bench in the backyard, just remember to grow them big, but keep them small.